If I could sit down with my younger self, I would not tell him to work harder because that's the last thing that he would want to hear, right? But I would tell him these 5 things that I believe if I could go back in time and talk to him face to face, these 5 things are what I believe will help him out. Now I'm going to be looking at my notes and pausing the video. So if you like, please wait to the end and I'll see you there as I go about my stuff. But the first one is young Derek. Stop waiting until you feel certain, right? I know you're afraid of maybe the unknown and what's going to happen next, but as you grow older, you will learn that jumping to the unknown is actually what will help you go forward. Because yes, you may face the judgment of others. Yes, you may face failure. Yes, you may face just overall sadness in your emotions, whatever, right? But that doesn't matter. The experience, the knowledge, and just the overall training value of that process situation, what you gain from it will be invaluable to you and your growth as a person and as a human being. Now, that second one is don't make competence your entire identity. Right now, I'm still trying to pull myself back from that because competence for me is everything. I believe, I'm sure everyone believes, right? But if you're not competent, then how do you expect people to see you as useful? When I was younger, I had to go because had a point where I didn't really have any. I was sort of purposeless, right? I didn't feel like I had purpose, so I told myself that I would try to be someone of utility, meaning people can use me in order to help further their goals, or I can be as best as I can be in order to help others or an organization, whatever I want to do, right? And to this day, I do believe that, right? I just don't see it the same way. Before I see myself as a tool, now I see myself as someone who's getting better, but also I try to be a good Samaritan or of utility to others to ensure that I am the best person that they can have in their team, right? But that can also come at cost. Because if you put competence too far up on the list and put your overall well-being farther down, then essentially you're just destroying yourself in the process. And as I got older, I learned to not do that. I learned to focus on yourself, but focus also on what you can do to be better and help those around you, and what you can do in order to essentially look towards the future of how you can best support. That third one is learn how to connect and not just function around people. Meaning that just for me personally, I don't see myself as really a social person. I think people around me would say the same thing. I'm not very social, but I'm able to socialize. And I think, well, I know from my experience, right, that caused me to maybe not to get to know people too deeply. That caused me to, or caused others as well, to see me as kind of like a not an emotional person, which is kind of true. I don't believe in having really emotion. I believe you should always remain neutral always. But something I would tell my younger self is to attempt to be more emotional, right? If you care about somebody, tell them. If you respect somebody, tell them to respect them. If you love your mom, your dad, or whoever, just say, I love you, right? Don't be afraid to do things that you feel will lower their perceived judgment of you. Like I said on the first one, just take a step into the unknown and let people know. Because that's how you build. You are able to allow others to get to know you more, the more vulnerable that you are, right? And as of now, that's a hard lesson for me to follow and to learn, even now, because I'm not very open, just neutral all the time, but just something we continue to learn in life. Now, the next one, the fourth one, is stop treating other people's opinions like intelligence, meaning that stop overthinking everything people say about you, right? you start questioning yourself and your abilities because you tend to overanalyze everything. You start asking questions like, if you fail, am I a failure? Do they respect me? Do they, if you were to like maybe that one person who you was attracted to, right? Do they like me? Just stop questioning that stuff. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter. And you were into stoicism, right? As you go through, you get into stoicism. So essentially, the only person whose opinions matter is yourself. You shouldn't be affected by praise nor insult. As long as you have a steady conscience within your heart and your soul in regards to who you are and where you're trying to go to, and you understand that you are the person who can pretty much on your own path, then nobody else's judgment should matter about you or their perspective. The fifth one is build something that belongs to you. Younger me spent a lot of time inside the system. For me, growing up, the system was my parents in school, meaning that I used to figure out the game, how to meet standards, how to perform, how to make friends, in order to achieve an objective, what was required of me, how can I exceed requirements, stuff along those lines. And something I wish I would have did earlier that I didn't do when I was younger is actually document the process like I'm doing now, right? If you follow me on Instagram, you can see me talking every single day about my different observations and everything I'm doing, because I'm doing the 100-day public speaking challenge, where for me, everything I observe, I speak out about, right? And that's something I wish I would have did earlier, so I can see the progress between me then and me now, and use the me now for me in the future to see how we will be, right? And show the progression over time. And by me doing that, it would essentially be me taking back from what I believe is my control, right? Because my childhood wasn't bad. I was just too stuck in the system to know, or I felt the system owned everything. The system meaning, like I said, my parent, the way I grew up, the school system, whatever. And if I started earlier, maybe that would have been different, right? So create something, build something, make something yours, and make it you. Because at that moment, nobody will give you a deadline. Nobody can force you to do it. It's just you doing your own thing. So make sure you do that. Now, I'm going to read this verbatim based on what I typed, because I can't remember on top of my head. But here we go. Essentially, when I look back, I don't think younger me needed more discipline. He already had enough of that coming. What he needed was to learn what discipline, what he needed was to learn that when discipline wasn't the answer. Sometimes the answer is making a decision. Sometimes it's speaking up. Sometimes it's risking rejection. Sometimes it's ignoring someone's opinion. Sometimes it's allowing yourself to be bad at something long enough to get good at it, right? If I could leave my younger self with one sentence, it would be this: you already know what to hold on tightly. You just need to know what deserves to let go. But again, that's all I got. Younger Derek, keep doing what you're doing, man. Good job. And for everyone here looking at this video, thank you for listening.